Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So I'm gonna walk you through a pretty in-depth tutorial on how to use the Splice Editing app. Now this is completely free. You can download it straight to your phone. And then what I like about it is if you're somebody like me who likes to film your videos using your phone, you want an equally as easy, accessible editing platform. That way you can just dump all your footage in to the platform, edit it up, wham bam, thank you ma'am, so that it's ready to post wherever you want to post it. Now, I know that iMovie comes standard on everybody's iPhone. I've tried it once or twice. I cannot stand it. I think it is so clunky. I cannot get a handle on it, and I have editing experience, and I hate it. Whereas Splice to me was just much more intuitive and way user-friendly. This video is already gonna be pretty long, so I'm going to shut up now and get straight into it. And of course, I go to edit this. Splice announces a major makeover for this year, but don't worry, we'll do an updated video when that update comes out. Okay, so the very first thing you want to do, obviously, is to open up your Splice app. Now, when you do this, if you haven't already created a new project, you just have to click on that plus sign in the upper right hand corner to do so. And once you do, it'll automatically access your photo and video library. You can scroll through whatever you got to find whatever you need. I'm going to use these 4 clips from a recent video I filmed for Scentbird. So I'm basically just clicking on them and then I'm hitting OK. It'll then take you to the add audio option. We're going to get into that later because it's a little bit buggy, but then it takes you to project settings and there you can choose your background color. I usually go with black or white. You can pick what type of transition you want, how long you want that transition to last, and also you want to name your project here. I'm just calling this editing on my iPhone. And all this stuff you can actually access later, so don't worry about getting it in all at once. So here you go, you have all of your video clips on your timeline. They're ready to be edited. Okay, so to edit a clip, just press your finger on the clip you want to edit, and it brings up 3 options: edit video, duplicate, delete. We want to edit. And you'll see at the bottom of the screen, it has a bunch of different icons. Those are all things you can use to edit your video. Like for example, the scissors, obviously that's to trim. So all I'm doing is pressing my finger on that blue bar and I'm moving it back and forth to find the exact starting point that I want. And then just basically do the same thing at the end of the clip, moving that blue bar with my finger to find where I want to end it. The next icon, it looks kind of like a magic wand. That is to add different filters. Now, I'm always filming makeup videos, so I really don't have a use for this, but if you're doing something more artistic, it could be kind of cool. They have a number of different options. You can go with an amber filter or black and white or blue or whatever you want. The next icon, it looks like a speedometer, and that is actually to slow down your footage or speed it up, which is a cool effect to do if it's not something you thought of when you were actually filming. You can do that easily in post. The next icon is for adding text, and they surprisingly have like a really nice little collection of different fonts for you to choose from. I typically like to just add my social media handle to the very first clip of my video, so I'm typing it in, and then I'm moving that text around with my finger on the screen to place it exactly where I want it. If I wanted to, I could change the color too. The next icon allows you to zoom in on your footage. Like for example, if I'm filming and I want to, in post, really focus in on my mascara, then I can use my finger to really zoom in on my eyes. And of course you have an audio option, which allows you to reduce the audio or increase it. And here's what we have so far. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So I recently got an email from Scentbird and they were like, hey, would you like to try us out and do a video, kind of like a review on it? And I was like, yeah. Super cool feature is adding voiceovers. So let's go to this clip of B-roll I have of the Scentbird perfume. So the first thing I'm going to do again is click on that scissor icon so I can trim the clip so it is the exact length that I want it to be. And then from there, I am going to press on that speaker icon on the bottom right-hand corner, and that'll bring up my audio levels that I'm going to totally turn down to mute so I can do my voiceover. Now, next on that main screen, I'm going to click the audio button, which is underneath the main image, and it's going to bring up 3 tracks. 2 audio tracks are for music, and that last audio track is for recording voiceovers. So once you position your scrubber over the clip that you want to do the voiceover on, you just press that little red button and it'll count down to when you are beginning to record. And then you would just record, "This perfume's from Scentbird and I love it," and then press that red button again to stop recording. See all those little boxes in between the individual video clips? Those are your transitions. So just press on one and you can choose from a menu of crossfades. You know, you can have them swipe across, swipe down. There can be no transition, whatever you want, and you can also adjust the duration of your transition. You can even edit screen recordings. Now, I like to use, I think it's called video capture, just to get like footage from a website to add interesting B-roll to my video. And that footage can be edited in Splice as any normal video would. And you can see that I'm just, using the trimmer to determine a start and an end point. And then I will just hit play to see how that footage looks. I'm happy with my scroll, so this one I'm going to keep. Adding music is really easy as well. You just click on that audio tab and it'll bring up the 3 audio tracks. Those first 2 are for music, so you press the plus sign to access the music library, whether it's splices, you can add effects, you can even access your iTunes music library. Now, the Splice music library is actually really impressive. Like, they have a bunch of different genres. You can play a preview of each song before you import it into your video track. And then once you do, you can edit it. You can, change the volume. You can edit the actual audio itself, just as you normally would with a video clip. And then when you're happy with what you have, you can also have the option of fading it in or fading it out. And then boom, it's right there underneath the video clip that you want it to be in. Now, here's something I would beware of. Splice claims that their music is totally copyright free, but I used one of their clips in a video I uploaded to YouTube once, and they totally slapped me with a copyright charge. So beware. But what is nice is you can use your finger to move that audio track underneath whatever video clip you want. To add a title card, press on a certain video clip and you'll see a plus sign. Hit that plus sign and it'll bring up 2 options, one of which is title, which obviously you want to press on, and it brings up the keyboard. So I'm going to title this Scentbird Review. So I'm just typing it in there. And then you can choose the orientation too, whether you want it centered or left or right. And then you're going to hit the done button and it's going to bring up the font menu. And like I said earlier, they have a number of different fonts. It's not crazy extensive, but they have, I think it's like a dozen or so on there, and some of them are super cool. So you just pick the one you want. And then you can also choose different colors, and they have a ridiculous array of rainbows that you can color your font with. I usually stick with just like a white to keep it looking clean. You can also change the background color by clicking on that little paint bucket icon. And I didn't scroll through the color selection, but it's extensive. You can resize your text just by using your finger, to pull in or pull out. And then you can also choose the duration. And here's what it looks like so far with our title clip and also our audio. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So I recently got an email from Scentbird and they were like, hey, would you like to try us out and do a video? Now let's say you want to add a little pizzazz to your titles. I like to use an app called Font Candy. Now, Font Candy is free, but when you open it, just when you think you can scroll through your photo library, a really annoying ad sometimes pops up that you just have to endure for a couple seconds before it gives you the option of clicking out of it, which thank God for that X to finally appear. That then allows me to access my photo library. So I'm going to scroll to find the image that I want to use to create my title card. Now, Font Candy it allows you to pick different templates based on social media ratios. Like they have a template for Facebook images, Twitter images, Instagram images. YouTube uses a 16:9 ratio. So I'm just going to use that to scale. And then I'm going to edit some text on my title card. So for this one, again, I'm just going to type in Scent Bird Review. And when I'm done typing, I'm going to hit that check mark. And Font Candy has a killer selection of totally free fonts. Like their fonts are so much fun. I love them. Now, typically the one I usually default to is, where is it? It's begins with a K. It's Comacax, that real bold one. So once I have that set, I can adjust the sizing. I can, rotate it. I can place it wherever I want it to be on the image. And then once you add, one word of text, you can actually add more text. So for this title card, I wanted to, explain that this was a review of high-end cruelty-free perfumes. So I'm typing that in. And then once I hit the check mark, it'll again let me access the font menu. And of course, I'm going to use the same font that I did for the Scentbird text. You don't have to. You could use a totally different font if you wanted to. I just like a little bit of continuity, and then again, I'm going to size it and then place it wherever I want it to be on the image. You can also change the color of the text, and Font Candy has like a ridiculous selection for you to choose from. It literally is like every shade you could possibly imagine. I typically like to go with white just to keep it fresh and bold. And then I'm going to hit that little icon at the top right-hand corner of the screen to save my project, and it'll save it directly to your photo library. So I typically X out of the app, and then I'll go into my photo library just to check it out, make sure it looks good, and you'll see there it is right there. So now that I have my super cool title card, I'm going to delete that plain one we created, and this time when I press the plus button, I'm going to choose to add a photo because Font Candy saved that title card as a photo into my library. I'm going to import it, I'm going to choose to edit it, and again I'm going to resize it so that it fits in the screen for editing. You can add special effects to any clip. So let's say for this opening title clip, I wanted to add motion to it. So you want to make sure that blue oval with the white circle is engaged. And then those two clips I'm scrolling through, the first is your start point, the second is your end point. So let's say I want to start on the entirety of that title card, but I want it to end zoomed in on that perfume bottle. So once I have my endpoint, I'm then going to click on that little clock icon and choose the duration of the motion. So I'm going to choose something like middle of the road, 3.5 or even a 2.5. And there you have your motion. Now, I don't normally like to do that, so here's what it would look like with that title card just sitting static at the beginning of a video. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. And here's the final product combining everything that we just did. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So I recently got an email from Scentbird and they were like, hey, would you like to try us out and do a video, kind of like a review on it? And I was like, yeah. Loving this packaging. All you do is twist it up to access the fragrance and then twist it down to close it. And when you go on the Scentbird website, you can literally search for any type of designer perfume you want, including Malin and Getz, which is cruelty-free. Just click on the one that seems interesting to you and order it. Saving and exporting is totally easy. Just click that icon on the upper right-hand corner of the screen to save. And then once you do that, it's going to give you a format option. I like to save in HD 1080p, and depending on the length of your video, that'll determine how quickly it exports. Obviously, this was a quickie, so it's exporting very quickly. But even like longer videos I do, say up to 15 minutes, it does still export relatively fast, you know, when you think about all the things you're editing on your phone. Once you export, it'll let you know success, and then we're going to, oh, okay, it's going to ask us to rate Splice. It doesn't always do that, just sometimes. But once you save it, it automatically downloads a copy to your photo library. And that's it. So if you have a question, leave it in the comments below. And like I said, I will post a new video once Splice updates their format.